So these are the extra examples for lesson 3-2. Okay, and this is 3-2, two-step equations to solve problems. So for example 1b, says Cameron wants to download some movies that cost $14.50 and an ebook that costs $22.50. He had $66. We want to write and solve an equation that can be used to find the number of movies he can download. So the first thing we want to do is identify our unknown. And so that's going to be the M for the number of movies. Now, writing down the other important information, it says that each movie, and remember each means multiply, each movie costs $14.50. And he also wanted to download an ebook that costs $22.50. Now, he has $66 to spend. So we want to write this equation, but first we want to write it in words, okay? So if we find the cost of the movies, so the total cost of the movies, right? So let's write cost of movies plus the cost of the ebook, okay? That has to be $66, okay? So now, oops, let's put, well, yeah, I'll just write $66, okay? So now, we want to put in our numbers. So the cost of the movies, now the movies cost $14.50 each. So that's for each movie. For each movie. So we're going to multiply $14.50 times the number of movies. Okay? So that is going to be $14.50 times M, plus the cost of the ebook, which is $22.50. And that has to be equal to $66. So now we can solve it. So let's use our cover-up. So we're going to cover up the term that includes our variable. So that tells us that we want to get rid of the $22.50. Okay? So because that says plus $22.50, we want to subtract $22.50 on both sides. So these 20, that's a number plus its opposite, that's equal to 0. So we've got $14.50 times M on that side, and on this side, we have $43.50. So now, using our cover-up M, we want to get rid of the $14.50. So because that says $14.50 times M, we want to divide by $14.50 on both sides. Make sure you show on both sides because that is the properties of equality, okay? So here, $14.50 divided by itself, that gives us 1, and 1 times M is M. So $43.50 divided by $14.50 gives us 3 movies. And that's it. All right, example 2b says the current temperature is 84 degrees Fahrenheit. It is expected to drop 2.5 degrees Fahrenheit each hour. Write and solve an equation that can be used to find in how many hours H the temperature will be 54 degrees Fahrenheit. So, let's start with our unknown. We know that H is how many hours it's going to take to drop to that temperature, okay? We know that the current temperature is 84 degrees Fahrenheit, and it is expected to drop 2.5 degrees Fahrenheit each hour. Okay, so we know what we're starting with. Okay, so we're starting, let's do starting temp, okay, minus, so we're subtracting, and the reason we're subtracting is because it says it's going to drop, right? So we're going to subtract the total drop in temperature, okay? So we're going to subtract the total drop in temperature, and that is going to get us to the 54, to the, let's write it as the ending temperature, okay? All right, so now we can fill in our numbers. So the starting temperature is 84 degrees Fahrenheit minus the total drop. Now, the total drop, it says 2.5 each hour. So again, each means multiplied, and we're multiplying times the number of hours. That's what we're looking for. Okay, so we've got 2.5 times H, and that's going to be our ending temperature, which is 54 degrees Fahrenheit. There you go. There's our equation. So now we can go ahead and solve it. Okay, so we're going to use our cover-up. So we're going to cover up the term that includes our variable and its sign, okay, because these go together. So this tells us that we want to get rid of that 84. Now, that 84 is a positive 84. So that means we want to subtract 84 to get rid of it, okay? So we are going to subtract 84 on both sides. So here we've got a number plus its opposite, that's equal to 0. So we end up with a negative 2.5h is equal to a negative 30. And now we cover up the h. And now we want to get rid of the negative 2.5. Now, because this says negative 2.5 times h, we're going to divide by a negative 2.5 on both sides. Okay, so here, this is a number divided by itself, that's equal to 1, and 1 times h is h. And negative 30 divided by negative 2.5 is equal to a positive 12 hours. So it will take 12 hours to get to the ending temperature.